feel me now? Can you feel me now?
Good afternoon, everyone. Welcome to the XPHSL National Grand Finals. My name is Chris, filling in for a very unwell Max Formal von Neumann. I hope you're having a wonderful Monday today. Well, as good as Mondays can be, and hopefully we are ready to see some of the best teams in Queensland go at it for the final time this year here at XP. It's been a good season so far as we begin our look through how the season has gone so far. We'll start off with the A teams, and well, safe to say that one team has dominated the top conference. That is Chisholm Maroon, 10 wins for no losses and a 25-point difference. That is pretty darn good. They are more than likely going to be our favourites today. And then some of the other teams that were in the conference were STM Black, Forest Lake, Greens, and Marsden Marks. In Conference B, the ATC Irish Warriors 8 were the best team there. They only lost twice, and their differential was at 10. And then some of the other teams in the league were, well, the 7th Irish Warriors team, STM Gold, Chisholm Green, and a few others. Marsden Marks Black, I believe that's how it's pronounced, and TSS Cybersharks were the two teams that didn't make it to the finals, unfortunately, in that division. And then over to our last conference, St. Peter's were able to take it out with TC Blue, Manta Rays, White and Maroon, both filling in the other two spots, with that last St. Peter's squad being, unfortunately, not being able to make it through the finals. Now, speaking of those finals, let's see how they went. Starting, although we have to look at the standings first. So, and as I said, Chisholm Maroons, 10 wins for very, very few losses. Well, none really. They're probably going to be the favourites for this game today. Excuse me. The only team that, well, one of the other teams that have made it through was Forest Lake Lions. We'll see how they made their ways through into this national finals a little bit later on. But second were the, my face is in the way on my VMix. There it is. SCM Black, who came in second, and Marsden Marcos Maroon came third at a 500 record, and the other two teams unfortunately didn't make it to the finals. And over in Conference B, it was a 1-2 there for the ATC Irish Warriors. Their 8 team getting up just ahead of their 7 team there by 2 wins. And well, it was actually pretty cluttered in that midfield area. Both ATC Irish Warriors 7, STMC Gold and Chisholm Green all finishing with 6 wins, although Chisholm Green only having 2 losses, so yeah, that's a little odd. But anyways, points and the differential went to the 7th Warrior squad there, so that's why they came second in that group. Now, our final conference to look at was it's Conference C. St. Peter's LC 1 were the winners there, with only 1 loss to their names. TC Blue, only 2 losses. And then the Manta Rays bringing up the rear of the finalists, with the St. Peter's LC SPLC 2 squad unable to make it into that conference's finals. Now, speaking of the finals, let's see how they went in, or how all the teams went in their respective conference finals. And as you can see, Chisholm Maroon only dropping 1 game to Forest Lake Lions, which is a pretty respectable effort from them there. Forest Lake able to, get a slight upset over STMC Black in Conference B. Domination for Irish Warriors 8 over Chisholm Green, but STMC Gold, they were able to make it to the conference finals by defeating the ATC Irish Warriors compatriots in the 17. And the Irish Warriors, they took out that conference final. And then in the last, St. Peter's able to get a good win over Manta Ray Maroons. TC Blues defeating Manta Ray Whites. And then they went on to win that conference final for the free, going the distance there to pick it up. Which leads us all into this afternoon's games. 6 of them here, free on stream, as we look at how our national bracket will look like today. STMC Gold and TC Blue will play the first game off stream, and the winners of that game will take on Chisholm Maroon. For us, we're following the lower part of the bracket, so we'll kick things off with Forest Lake Lions taking on St. Peter's, and the winner of that game will take on the ATC Irish Warriors 8 to see who will make it into the grand final. All games best of 7 tonight, and hopefully we get some very thrilling action here at XP Esports. And as I said, we'll go to game 1 now here. Forest Lake to take on SPLC. This should be a very interesting game. Let's see who will take it out. You would have to say that Forest Lake would more likely be the favourites, coming from the higher conference. But we'll just have to wait and see as we'll get these national finals underway here. As the timer ticks on down, let's kick things off. So Forest Lake on the blue side, SPLC over on the orange here. Alexa just looking to try and find something early on here to set up for his teammates. His Hunter goes up, but just a touch too wide there to get it on target. Lush able to get a consolation demo, but Almost immediately, we're seeing Forest Lake building up that early pressure here. Alexa goes for the setup. Dishonored comes through, keeps it nice and low. And Forest Lake will pick up the opener. Nice bit of setup there from Alexa. Well, it's Alexa, just able to tap it on to the crossbar. Brings it on down, and then for Dishonored, it's just an easy touch for him there. Gets it on in, and that will be the opener in this series. Now, looking for a quick fire shot here. Hits Alexa. Will get one effectively moments after the kickoff there. Lush with the setup off the backboard. And yeah, SPLC just weren't really ready in time, so Forest Lake stamping down there already early on, as we get to see a Scarab, something you don't get to see too often, even in normal Rocket League nowadays, so must see Phantom rocking that car as Lush will bring up the quick fire Farifa here for Forest Lake. X-Man just trying to clear it out, but Millie finds Lush, and the GC from Season 2 is able to just tap it on in here, and well, for Forest Lake, their favoritism is probably going to be very well deserved at this point. Already 3 goals down, and we're not even a minute into the action here. Lush going very close off the kickoff there, just being denied by the bars. Alexa now looking for a setup here. Phantom doesn't get a touch. Lush with a shot, but will be deflected off the corner. Dishonored now looks for a center. Phantom taps it to X-Man, who's able to get into the midfield here. Follows it through. It's Alexa, sorry. Gets a touch. Tries for a flip reset, doesn't work out. Code Hack just losing control of his car for a brief moment there will mean he gets demoed because of it there by Dishonored. And while Forest Lake, they're just taking their time here. They know that they have the advantage over their opponents, so they're playing it nice and safe. They're just being reasonable at the moment and not wanting to let things get out of hand when they have full control. So Alexa once again going for a shot, but will be sent wide. X-Man will try to carry it out. Phantom probably gets disrupted by his teammate there, and that's just going to allow Lush a little flip over. Code Hacked, an open net, an open tap, and a 4-0 scoreline here in the advantage of Forest Lake. So yes, we will be doing the winner of this game taking on ATC Irish Warriors 8 at 5:20 Brisbane time, 6:20 in Sydney. That should hopefully be a nice game here or there, as a double team is unable to get a goal, and this could open it up for X-Man, but it's Alexa. He is able to get back just in time to pinch it off the crossbar. Now Lush looks for something on the counter, gets it to a teammate in Dishonored. It's a light tap, and we'll probably need a bit more oomph to that one. We'll go off the post, but he comes around for the second attempt. He gets a 5th goal, and Forest Lake Lions, they've seen their authority down here. Now they're just looking for style points. Should be interesting to see what happens if Forest Lake are able to make it all the way to the grand final to more than likely take on their compatriots from Conference A in Chisholm. As, yep, there's the style points we're looking for. Lush just takes it to the top, drops it down, gives it the pinch, and yeah, no way of stopping that one. 6-0 your score. Yeah, as I was saying, would be a very nice final to see if Forest Lake can make it all the way back to take on Chisholm Maroons, as it seems like every time I reference that team, Forest Lake scores just as a bit of a statement. So it's Alexa now picks up the double there. 7-0 to score now with over 2 minutes remaining. So turning into a little bit of a bloodbath, but Forest Lake, they probably want to build up their confidence as much as they can. They lost the Conference A finals to Chisholm 4-1, so they need to be pretty much brimming with everything they can to have any chance to turn the tables there as we enter the final 105 seconds here. SPLC just pretty much being outclassed in most departments here. They haven't really been at the other side of the field for too long. They did have an opportunity earlier, but unfortunately it didn't really result too much. It's Alexa was able to get the save there, and It's Alexa will pick up the hat-trick as well. Pretty stock standard goal there. X-Man just a little bit too late to try and pick up that ball, and yeah, it just led to a nice shot for It's Alexa, and that's going to be an 8-0 scoreline here as Dishonored makes it a 9-0 off the kickoff. Just had full control there after It's Alexa was able to just tap it down to him. And yeah, the defenders are all scattered, looking for boost, and just didn't work out too well there for SPLC, to say the very least. They're now 9-0 down with a minute 20 remaining. Dishonored and Lush there, just in the back line. Lush will pick up the save here as he goes to the skies, trying to control it down. Will he get it in? Yes, he will. Brings up double figures here for Forest Lake. And well, it's not really much else to say, is there? Forest Lake are just dominating at the moment, and SPLC, they're being left in their coattails. Good control there from Lush. Gives it over to his teammate, and It's Alexa will bump off the defender. And that means a cricket team score here for Forest Lake. As well, they are showing a fair bit of teamwork here. They're not always going for those crazy solo goals. They're showing that they can work as a team. They can make sure they can guarantee a goal rather than only just more than likely getting it. And well, that's something you do want to see in these sorts of games when a team's dominating. You want to see them show that while they do have the skill to take these series out quite convincingly, you want to see as well that they can work as a team and that they can focus on the greater goal that will be coming about a little bit later on, as Lush looks to just try and tap it in. X-Man reads it this time around, is able to clear it all the way onto attack here. This is a possible counter, but Dishonored able to just get it away from danger. Lush will cop a demo, but keeps the ball going forward, and that will bring It's Alexa up to 4 goals there. So domination is the name of the game here in game number 1. Forest Lake able to just easily brush aside their opponents, and that has mostly just come down to skill level, unfortunately, for SPLC. They're putting up a good effort here, but yeah, you can only do so much when you're taking on grand champs. So, anyways, 1-0 down in the series here, and this is the best of 7, so we do have a little longer to go. And this should, well, I think it might be a bit obvious who will be taking out this series here, but for Forest Lake, what they need to do here, they just need to make sure that they can keep those sort of team plays going. They need to just make sure they don't do anything too risky here. They don't want to maybe show off their hand completely this early on, but just nice, consistent counter-strike. That's all they need to do, and, well, they've got this series in the bag. For SPLC, however, yeah, it looks like their highest level player is a plat player, so will be interesting to see what they can do. you'd be hoping that they can maybe go on to some good defense, but as the second game gets underway, they haven't joined the lobby here. They're just joining in now, but yeah, it looks like they were just a little bit slow to the to join. Their computers might not be enjoying the game as well. But anyways, it looks like everyone's in now, so we can get game number 2 underway here. And in the chaos, with a little bit of an early advantage over to SPLC. They have field position, but Dishonored eventually clears that away, gets it down to Lush, and there's that team play I was talking about coming through. Dishonored could have just easily gone for it and maybe risked going off the crossbar, but he keeps it low. He gets it to a teammate who just needs to give it the final tap and sneaks it in to get the opener. SPLC, they're starting to push up here a little bit, which is good to see. It's nice to see them going for some aggression. Well, for them here, this is probably going to be turning into more of a learning experience here. Just how to deal with these higher class of players and what they normally used to deal with. These games are always interesting to watch as well, because you normally get to see the teams that, you know, who are a little bit more disadvantaged in their skill level. They always seem to improve towards the end of the series. Normally they get a few goals, they get things a little tighter, and every now and again they can also even just give their opposition a fright, and I've even seen a few game losses. So yeah, that's probably the progression that SPLC would want to be having in this series here, as it's Alexa unable to get the first attempt, but Dishonored follows through for the second. And with that, an open net, will be 2-0 lead over to Forest Lake. Not scoring in utter spades like they did in the first game here, but they're still putting down their authority nicely. And an easy one there for Lush. Just needed to tap that one in, and he easily does that. It's Alexa with the assist this time. Able to just draw out all the defenders, and yeah, not too much else to say on that one. 3-0 lead now over towards Forest Lake. And that was nearly a 4-0 as well, but 3 players on the ball, we'll see it head on over into the corner. Lush looking to set up here, but no one really in position to play at it here. It's Alexa now on the rotation around. He's going to look for something off the backboard, taps it to Lush, but X-Man is there for the save. Dishonored able to get a touch in the midfield, so will not be allowing their opponents to set up any sort of attack for the moment here, as there's a little bit of a double commit in that bottom right-hand corner. The Code Hack now looks to try and get out here, but he loses control of the ball quickly. Had no boost, so not really much he could do there. X-Man able to bump off Lush. Dishonored pushes the ball forward here. Code Hack really the only player that can save it, but Lush will send it a little bit too high this time around. Nice drop down though from It's Alexa, and another good goal from that player here. Look at the replay. Last game, it was the pinch. This time around, a bit of freestyling coming out there. Gets it on the half volley. Gets it in between the 2 defenders. And that will be a 4-0 lead now over to Forest Lake. SPLC, they have been getting a little bit more possession in this game here. They are also starting to push up a little bit now as well. As all 3 whiffs there might lead to a goal. X-Man shoots, and X-Man will get the first response from SPLC. Took 2 planned fake outs there that eventually worked there. Also nice props to a Code Hack for bumping Lush off the play. Pretty much guarantee that goal. And that will close the gap down to 3. Possible comeback? We'll soon see as we enter the final 100 seconds here. Dishonored looking to set up for its Alexa, and that full goal gap will return here. But at the very least, that SPLC goal means that we are on course for a glorious Brazil. So, do have that to look forward to, ladies and gentlemen. If Forest Lake can find at least 2 more goals, or only 2 more goals. Obviously, when you have a Brazil, if you go over, just poor form. Very poor Rocket League form, in my opinion. But, anyways, nearly one away. But X-Man puts out a nice little save there. It's Alexa, though, follows through. But Phantom RL will get the save this time around here. So, yeah, it's definitely starting to improve here, SPLC. Have been able to keep their opponents a touch more quiet than they were in the last game here. And, well, it's Alexa. He's doing some good work to find the post, but unfortunately not the net. So, with a minute remaining here on the clock, Forest Lake just having a couple of errors here. They're going for the solo plays, and they're just showing him off a little bit here. But Lusho gets the flip reset and gets it in to the top corner. But just look at that perfect touch, a perfect position. Pretty much what you want to see from a team that is more than likely grand final caliber. With 54 seconds remaining, we are 1 away from the Brazil. Alexa, oh, nearly a good play there, but quickly stopped by X-Man, who is able to bump its Alexa off the attempt. Lush now goes for a backboard. No, never mind. Ball drops down, and that is the Brazil. Brazil with 26 seconds remaining here. I do hope the players go for a gentleman's agreement and just agree to give the ball a light tap in midfield and let the clock run out. But now, at the very least, Lush is just going to take it back into the corner here. X-Man going to try and get it through. Is that ball going to go in? No, decided a bit too late. Alexa follows through. Also hits the post. Lush looking for a goal. But Code Hacked will be able to get the save. 4 seconds remaining. Can SPLC survive for a little longer? Dishonored will let the ball hit the ground. And that is a Brazil. 7-1 in game number 2 here. Forest Lake 2 away from victory in this series. So SPLC definitely improving there. Able to get a goal. And they were also able just to find a few nice saves as well in their backline. So, yeah, improvements coming out here from the orange side, but Forest Lake still pretty much the team you want to be supporting at the moment here. They're only 2 games away from qualifying in to the semi-final, and they are more than likely going to be able to do it. So let's see how this third game goes as we wait for the players to reappear in the lobby. SPLC just loading in as we speak. Eventually they will join in, but yeah, if we continue to see what we have seen from SPLC, hopefully they continue to close the gap down and, well, really force Forest Lake into a few tricky positions. That's probably what we all want to see. But will we get to see it in this third game? We'll find out soon enough as what could possibly be the penultimate in this series begins. Dishonored looking for a very early goal here. Gets it to Lush. Nice angle, but just unable to finish it off. Everyone hitting the post early on, but eventually Lush comes through. Gives it a nice little love tap in front of the net, and that will be the opener. I know to Forest Lake. So I'm looking for something off the roof. Doesn't really work out. It's Alexa drops it into the center. But gets double teamed there. Unable to really do too much of that opportunity here. So X-Man Just going to try and clear it out. Able to just get onto the wall, but it's Alexa Reed's light tap into the midfield. Lush looking for the redirect. Doesn't work out. As Kodak now clears it into some open space here. X-Man overshoots the ball, and it's Alexa undershoots the ball as well. Just a bit of a stir off there in the midfield until eventually Lush brings it in to the penalty box. It's Alexa now goes up. Will it be 1-2? No, just decides against. Dishonored, can't find a good touch, so he sends it in to the wall. And X-Man, can he find something here? Doesn't really have a lot of boost. Phantom's on his roof. Bit of a Chad move there, and what's Alexa takes the open net and says thank you very much. 2-0 lead now to Forest Lake. What's happening? So yeah, Forest Lake once again getting that early lead going here. As Lush looks to try and make it free, gets a teammate to help him out, and that teammate will get it in to the net. Dishonored with yet another goal for him there. The tournament winner from Season 4 in Rocket League. Finding a nice open opportunity, and he takes it by the horns. So, domination is the name of the game. Once again here in game number 3, Forest Lake 3-0 ahead. And, well, SPLC, they've got a few saves so far, but they've been corralled a lot more effectively than they were in game number 2. As soon as I say that, X-Man gets an opportunity, but just unable to find the save. Dishonored will pick up the save as Lush Lush nearly takes it end to end, but it's Alexa with the vicious steal there. Lush should have had that in for all money, but Alexa said, you know what? Nah, actually no. Kodak might have been able to get the save there, so I'll let that one slide. 4-0 lead here to Forest Lake Lions with no stolen goals. Let's see if they can make it 5 with no stolen goals. As Lush looks to try to find something. Ball is just on target, but going so slow and so... Well, so, what's the word? I've forgotten the word. Going across the face of the net. We'll just use that. Yeah, it's going so slow and going slowly across the face of the net. It was an easy save as Lush, because they're a slightly faster play there, but can only find the crossbar this time around. Dishonored looking to try and keep the attack going, but for now the ball will be caught in the midfield. Double commit there between Lush and Dishonored will mean that there will be no goals scored. Lush does get a shot at the very least. And SPLC, they're starting to push out of their cocoon in the backfield. And they're trying to find a few opportunities here. They just seem to try and capitalize on them here, but once again, the skill level's just showing here. X-Man is keeping some nice control as he brings it into the corner, but eventually he loses it. Lush will now look for a counter-attack. Will this be in off a stylish play? No, it won't. Dishonored just thought that was going in, so a bit too far forward to go for the second touch. That's just going to allow a little bit more breathing space here for SPLC as ball nearly goes in, but Kodak with the save. Follow through comes, and it's Alexa will find the crossbar this time around. Now 95 seconds remaining here. Lush looking for the center. It's Alexa goes up. Can't find any contact, so ball's just going to dribble there into the midfield. It's Alexa, sets it up once again. Just plays it patiently there, flips it up, gets a second touch, and a 5-0 lead now to Forest Lake. Yep, just dragged out both defenders in a double, and yeah, open net. Not too much else to say for that goal here. Forest Lake just dominating and really stamping their authority down. And that's one way to bring up the fourth goal. As the game now goes to 6-0 here in game number 3. If you are wondering where the Irish Warriors are, they are in the semi-finals. They got an automatic slot into the next round, so we'll be seeing them in about 25 minutes time, so hopefully enough time to possibly have some dinner before we get the semi-final underway. But for now, at the very least, 1 minute remains here. Will that ball go in? No, it won't. It's Alexa will cruelly deny us of what could have been yet another Brazil, although we might still get one as X-Man gets another goal here. And I'll bring up a 6-1 here. So the back-to-back Brazil's dream is still alive, ladies and gentlemen. As time continues to tick down, Lush looks to try and get that Brazil on the board, and we will get that Brazil on the board as Lush now goes for a double, and the scoreline is back to a 7-1. And hopefully it stays that way. We'll find out soon enough, though, as with 39 seconds remaining here in this game at 3, Lush will be denied a goal there by X-Man. Good save from him off the kickoff as he now clears it back into the midfield here. Looks to maybe find a goal for himself, another goal for himself, but Lush will just harry it into the wall. Now goes up. This is looking good, but multiple double commits there. So it doesn't matter. Lush gets the goal, and we will be denied another Brazil. 8-1 the score now. You'd really be hoping that double commit actually would have dragged the ball off the target, but Lush was able to recover. And yep, he's able to bring it in to crush the dreams of everyone watching. I don't know, we might get an 8-2, replicate what the hell Barca did in Champions League. But for now, at the very least, it will be an 8-1 score here. Forest Lake continue to dominate, making it a 9-1 score at the buzzer. And yep, this series all but confirmed. Just one more game, and Forest Lake Lions will be into the semis. So, yeah, what else can you say here, really? This series has been Forest Lakes to lose, and, well, they're definitely not losing in the slightest here. The occasional goal here and there from their opponents, but really, this is just some fairly dominant stuff we are seeing from the Conference A runner-ups. So, yeah, this is pretty one-sided, to say the least, but for SPLC, at the very least, they're getting that experience there, grinding out a couple of games against some high-skilled opponents, and that can always be beneficial in the long run. So, in this final game, I do expect to see more of the same, as, yeah, this has mostly been a one-way series, as I've said before, and I'll say it again. Forest Lake will more likely be in the semis in 20 minutes' time against the Irish Warriors. And, well, hopefully that'll be a good series as we get into the final game, or more likely the final game of this series. Everyone just filtering into the lobby once again. This should be just not long a wait here, the SPLC guys. They do tend to lag behind in their loads times, but we should see them in sooner rather than later. As I do hope you are all having a good afternoon here, as the SPLC players now join in Forest Lake. They go onto their sides as well, so we'll get this fourth game underway for you very, very shortly. And let's see who will take it out. Will Forest Lake complete the clean sweep, or will SPLC put out a massive upset? We'll find out in the next 5 minutes as this fourth game gets underway. A little bit of argy-bargy there in the attacking half for SPLC, as all that was nearly an opportunity, but X-Man just couldn't read the second touch there. That's been unfortunate, as Well, early on, Forest Lake, they have been crowded into their own half. Eventually they clear it out here, but their opponents immediately send it straight back onto the wall. X-Man and Phantom unable to find touches. That's going to be an open net. No time to rally back, and Dishonored will eventually pick up the opener. A little unfortunate there from excuse me, from the side of SPLC, but Dishonored just had the confidence to get everything out through, and yeah, it's able to get the opener. It's Alexa comes on top to find the second as well. And Forest Lake, they're definitely not mucking about here. They want to try and get the series done as quickly as they can, so they can have some time to rest before the second game they will be playing in the night, which will be the semi-final against the Irish Warriors. And they'll find another one as well, as it's Alexa just gets a good line up there. Patience is just what you needed there to make sure you get the ball in. Phantom just unable to get up in time for a save, and yeah, that will be a quickfire 3-0 lead here to Forest Lake. As they'll look to try and make it a 4-0 here. Will it be so? No, it won't. Wires got crossed a little bit there in the comms, and just didn't work out to get that fourth goal this early on. But I have a feeling they might just get that goal sooner rather than later, as Lush now looks to try and find a center. Can't really get it, so brings it in to the wall. X-Man looks to try and capitalize, pushes it into the attacking half, and Kodak actually puts that onto the backboard here. But just unfortunately no follow through from any of his teammates. Will let that opportunity go wanting there, as X-Man just lets it onto the crossbar. Dishonored though, he likes a post as well, but he also likes goals, so he gets to do both with that one. And there'll be a 4-0 lead now to Forest Lake. Gizmo, Scarab, Gizmo. Oh, oh, that's a... Oh, that's a... Well, that's one way of putting in your... Yeah. Look, I will say I'm a big fan of both the Gizmo and the Scarab, so getting to see the Sashis out there, it's always nice to see. So yeah, a bit of a, I suppose, a bit of a rough draw for SPLC, all things considered, but they've been good sports about it. Haven't really been salty. They've been playing as best as they can, and they've gotten a few goals as well. So I would say, you know, this has pretty much been a pass mark for him here. Obviously, they've been blown out, but that's more to do with skill level than anything. And as I said, in a lot of these games, especially in high school leagues, where you do get fairly uneven matchups, as Lush gets himself a goal for the first time in this fourth game, playing against these high-ranked teams will always be beneficial in the long run here. So definitely a lot to learn here for SPLC, but a lot they can pick up on as well, so, and develop on. So always positives. That's the important thing, as it's Alexa looks for a 6 and will get a 6 goal for the team. As a 6-0 scoreline now comes out here. And while that's just off the kickoff, Kodak kept low, and Alexa went high and read the play perfectly. Nice save there from Lush to deny a goal from X-Man. Would have been his third goal in the series, but alas, not to be at the present moment, as Dishonored and it's Alexa cross their wires yet again, allows Lush to come through and get the double up. And the GC just playing a patient game here, waiting for the shots and getting him as well. So 7-0 now. Fairly dominant series. say at the very least, the Forest Lake Lions. Well, they might even just look to maybe curtail the scoring here a little bit, just to maybe speed up the series end here. We do know what the result is going to be. But, yeah. I think I did say this towards Game 1 and Game 2, that for Forest Lake, this game, or this series, was more going to be about fine-tuning their play styles for some of the bigger games they are going to be playing in a short little while. And well, I just want to make sure that they're prepped and ready here to take on the semi-finalists and the grand finals as well, if they do make it that far. But 1 minute now remains here in this quarter-final series in the lower part of the bracket. And that will mean another goal here for Lush as he gets a hat-trick there. Makes it a nice even 8-0 for his team. And yeah, it's just mostly being dominant here from Forest Lake. Not really too much else to say about how they've gone in this series. And well, if you are a Forest Lake fan, you'll be hoping that they can bring some of this domination into their semi-final game as X-Man. There it is. There's his goal. Brings up the third for the series. He'll be happy with that, I suppose, as just gets it in underneath that bar, the left bar, and yeah, closes the gap down to an 8-1. I think we've seen that scoreline once before, haven't we? Anyways, will we see a 9-1? We'll find out soon enough. It's Alexa will not be able to get that goal there. Not even a save being accounted for by the game, as Code Hack now looks to try and clear it out of his own half. Won't be able to. Dishonored locks it in. Lush now goes to the wall. It's Alexa, shoots and gets another goal. Makes it a 4th for the game. And yeah, it's mostly just been domination here from Forest Lake Lions. They've probably what you would have expected from the Conference A team taking on Conference C. And as the final few seconds tick on down, the result is going to be confirmed here. Forest Lake take out SPLC 1 in an utter clean sweep here. But at the very least, there's been a few goals as Lush will bring up the second double points game for his team. X-Man, though, getting 3 goals throughout the series. That's the important thing, I suppose. He's had a nice series. SPLC, plenty to learn from taking on the GCs here. So that's where they will be ending their 2021 here at XP HSL. But anyways, what can you do? Forest Lake, pure and utter domination here in the series. A 4-0 sweep. Only 3 goals conceded. And well, for them at the very least, they must be having a fair bit of confidence in their back pocket now, heading into that semi-final against the Irish Warriors, who we will be seeing in about 10 minutes' time. So we'll have a quick pause here, get some dinner into your guts, and when we come back, we'll be here with the semi-final.
dark life to some short light. Reveal how far it goes, so everybody knows. You had a good chance, but didn't say much. Left it too late now to apologize. Oh, time has gone too out with memories to burn down and empty sympathy. Your followers know it now.
And welcome back, everyone, to the XPHSL National Finals. We're into the semi-finals now. The grand finals will come in about an hour's time here as we get ready to see how Forest Lake Lions, after demolishing their opponents in the quarters, well, let's see how they go against the ATC Irish Warriors number 8 team. Now, before we do get underway, a little bracket update for you before we kick things off. And we have to be quick on this one. The second quarterfinal is already underway. It's still 3-2 in the advantage of STMC Gold. So, obviously, best 7. If STMC Gold can wrap it up, they'll take on Chisholm Maroon, well, quite quickly, I would suspect. And then, winner of that game will join winner of this game in the grand final. Speaking of which, we need to figure out who's going to win this semi. So, let's just kick things off as quickly as we can. Semi-final number 2 underway here in the national finals, and well, Lush is leaving things exactly where he let things off in the quarters. An immediate goal here in the advantage of Forest Lake, and yeah, let's see if history repeats and Forest Lake just dominate in the series. Also, hope everyone's having a good evening, as if you are wondering where the most formal caster in Oceania is, Max is unfortunately a little bit unwell tonight, so I've been brought in to be his trusty replacement. And well, Lush, he doesn't need any replacements, he just needs goals, and he's already found 2 of them here. So yeah, this is looking very good for Lush to kick things off. Looking pretty good for his team as well, as yeah, this is going to be a great series, hopefully, but we'll find out over the next 20 to half an hour, 20 minutes to half an hour, as we finally get to see the Irish Warriors get a little bit of possession here, something they've really been denied of in the opening 50 seconds, as, well, the double team play there has not really worked out, to say the very least, for Forest Lake. Has allowed Yabori onto a counter, but he's unable to capitalise on that play. Lush now goes for the pinch, but doesn't work out. His teammate, though, will just sneak it onto the backboard. Yabori just able to clear it out of danger along with his teammate in Yoshi Hungry. Just on it now, keeps the pressure going though. Lush can't get a past the defender, so it's still on the attack here for Forest Lake, but they're being held up a little bit as Yoshi Hungry now brings the ball onto attack, gets it down to his teammate who shoots and scores. ATC Irish Warriors able to get one onto the board relatively early on compared to Forest Lake's last opponents. And that's just gonna, well, open up the series a little bit here. And Yabo Riri once again going for some early pressure here. Unable to get the goal this time around though. Off the kickoff, just a touch too slow. As they now pick up the ball, is going to flip it in there. Doesn't find too much though, and Lush is able to steal it away. Yoshi Hungry now trying to set up for himself, just unable to get it past this honor, however. Lush onto the wall. Goes for the first and the second touch. Can he get it in? No, he can't. Very unfortunate there. It was on target until the last moment where it hit the post and went the other way. So, still a 2-1 scoreline, although that's one way to bring up a goal. Always mention the scoreline as Lush now goes for the hat-trick. All 3 goals for his team in his name, and he's really having a good time of it here in game number 1. Once again, another play off the kickoff here for Cell, but doesn't work out, unfortunately. Goes wide as the Irish Warriors try to maintain possession, but eventually they will lose it, and look who's on the prowl already, Lush. He's been very dangerous already in this first game. Will he be so again? Yes, he will. Good control to bring it from the net. Taps it in with the rear of the car, and it's going to be a 4-1 lead now in the advantage of the Orange team. And they'll be looking for possibly yet another 4-0 in the series. Fortnite in this chat, get that talk away from here, honestly. Who wants to speak about Fortnite when you've got some nice Rocket League being shown here on the XP Esports channel as Lush goes for maybe 5 goals, won't get it this time around, as Yoshi Hungry will be the man with the save. It's Alexa now putting it on to the backboard, but not too much farther as the ball now heads back in to the midfield. Yabo Erie now going for a setup, but no teammates to follow through there. Terminic just a bit too far back to go for the play, but at the very least the blood has been stemmed a little bit here for the Irish Warriors, and not conceding as much as they were just a minute or so ago, and it is gonna might just open up opportunities. There was one of them there, but Yoshi Hungry only able to pick up a demo for that, and the ball now gets cleared out. Terminic unable to get the touch. That will force Sel Yaboiri to go for the ball, loses control. Lush has it, only a 50, but Terminic wins it. Lush still has a chance though to get the 5th up, but he's run out of boost, so we'll have to scamper back to pick up the corner. As time continues to tick on down, 45 seconds remaining here. Sel Yaboiri brings it to the backboard once again, but just unable to get it any closer than he wants to, as Lush now picks up the ball. Alexa goes to the tap, unable to find it. Lush follows through on his own backboard, and that is a fifer up there for Lush, who's absolutely dominated this game, and well, scoring all your team's goals, that's definitely one way of doing it. So, 10 seconds now remain here in this first game, all but delivered here for the orange team as time ticks on down. Lush has absolutely dominated this game here. We'll end up with all 5 goals for his team. And, well, Forest Lake, that grand final spot looking very, very more likely as this games go on, so it seems, as yeah, Irish Warriors, they played an alright game, but once again, this could just turn in to a bit of a skill gap difference here that just favours the favourite heavily. So yeah, that's game 1 done and dusted. Game 2 to begin very, very shortly here. And well, hopefully for the ATC Irish Warriors, they can lift and they can equal out the score lines a little bit here. But we'll find out soon enough, I suppose, as we just wait for everyone to ready up here. Oh, excuse me, coughing on camera, never a good sign, is it? But yeah, I'm just seeing if we have an update for the other quarterfinal. It doesn't look like we do just yet. As never mind, we do have the update. Thank you to our producer in Alex, and STMC have won that game, so they'll now be taking on Chisholm Maroon in the other semi-final. Unfortunately, that one won't be broadcast, but we will see the winner of that game in the grand final when that comes to hand. Anyways, game 2 gets underway, and unfortunately, Among Us, I'm not a gym guy. I'm more than happy here in my little hovel. So, anyways, it's Alexa. Gets another goal here, and it's going to be another quick fire one for Forest Lake Lions. Just well played off the kickoff. And yeah, no defenders around to save that one. So, yeah. Could be one of those games here, ladies and gentlemen, but we'll soon find out as the Irish Warriors able to, at the very least, bring the ball over onto their opponent's backboard. Now it's starting to exert a little bit of offensive pressure, but it's not a lot at the present moment here as Yoshi Hungary gets it to Sel Yabaviriri. Well, I've definitely butchered that, my apologies to Yabaviriri, but anyways. He's now going to have an opportunity here to try and outpace everyone. Nearly does so as well, but will be cruelly denied by the right-handed post. And that's just going to allow Lush now on it to the counter. And well, in a positive here for the Irish Warriors, they've only conceded one goal off the kickoff. So, definitely one of the closer games we've had so far on broadcast tonight already, as Lush looks to try and get the ball rolling forward yet again. Dishonored. It's got in a bit of a tricky spot. They had to try and control it, at least into midfield. Wasn't really able to do so cleanly enough, and that's just going to allow the Irish Warriors to keep an attack going here. Yabaviriri puts it into the centre, but Lush reads the play, clears it back into the flanks. Dishonored now tries to lock it in on to the attack. Puts it into the corner, and he will keep it locked in for now. Lush now goes up, but no shot offered. Just goes straight back into the corner here. As 2 minutes are gone, only one goal conceded so far. As Terminic will get a save. Follow through from Yoshi, but Lush will pick up the save this time around. Yabaviriri gets an open net. And look at that. We're tied, ladies and gentlemen. 1-1. I think that's the first time we've seen a tied game tonight so far. Well, apart from kickoffs, obviously, but I digress. This is, this is very, very good to see from the Irish Warriors. Hopefully they can keep this up and maybe make this into a bit of a series, as Lush, though, he wants goals and he will find more of them. Gets his first for the game, 6 for the series. And just like that, parity has been destroyed. Forest Lakes back into lead. Well, that was good to have an equal game for about 10 seconds. Nice to see. As Yabaviriri looks to try and make it equal again, and well, we're back to equilibrium here, ladies and gentlemen, as Yoshi with the setup gets it past its Alexa. Was trying to just tap it off the wall, but yeah, it just wasn't in the best positions for the read. And that will mean we're back even here at 2-2. First time as well tonight, as we've seen both teams get at least 2 goals. Breaking all the records here, as Alexa puts up the centre. It's not really a clean centre, but it's good enough to allow the ball to eventually get out. Goes off the attacking back wall here. Yabaviriri nearly punished for his indecision, but luckily he has teammates there to protect the net. Now a counter-attack comes out for the Irish Warriors. Looking very good. Do they have anyone to respond? No, they don't. As Dishonored now looks to try and set it up for a teammate. Alexa gets it up to Lush. Lush goes to the sky, so that should be easily saved there. But, oh no! Oh, that's disgusting. Oh, you hate to see it. He really just puts it straight into his teammate, and yeah, that's an own goal. That's an own goal and a half. Tell you what, it's a pretty impressive own goal, but you don't really want to be conceding those ones, do you? As 95 seconds remain here, and Forest Lake Lions back into the lead, looking to get a security goal here. Will they be able to do it? Alexa comes through, and will pick it up. So, 2-goal lead now for Forest Lake Lions. You would have to say, with a lead like that, this should be the game in the bag here. Another goal there for Forest Lake Lions. As we look at the replay here, wasn't really expecting a goal to come through from here, as you could probably tell by me staying silent. But no, it's Alexa just put it into a good spot, and then Lush, pretty much out of nowhere from our perspective, just able to come on in and get the goal from the observer's perspective at the very least. And yeah, that was the fifth, and here's the sixth. The floodgates have opened here. And after having a pretty close game for a while, well, Forest Lake Lions, they've clicked into their next gear and they've really powered away from their opponents now. So, in about 57 seconds time, we'll have a 2-0 series lead to Forest Lake Lions. As, not got very close to making it a 3-6 game, but alas, no extra goals for the Irish Warriors at the moment. They have to worry about their own net, and well, they're forced to pull out the double commit. Does work out for him though, as Yabariri does get the save. Alexa now just tries to push the ball forward again. Terminic can't get a clean shot, just pushes it into the corner. Lush now into the skies, gets a flip reset option, but doesn't really use it. Gets a second chance here, but straight into double coverage. Had all time in the world, but unfortunately finds the defenders, as we are now into the final few seconds here. It was close for a fair while, but eventually Forest Lake Lions pressed the go button and they steamed away here, 6-2 in the game, 2-0 in the series. Well, a fair bit of life at the very least there from the ATC Irish Warriors, showing that they can have a bit of fight in themselves. But yeah, Forest Lake Lions, the GCs, they really are just dominating. There's no real other way to put it here. 6 games of them having a lot of power, to say the very least. And yeah, it's safe to say they'll more than likely be making an appearance in the grand final in about an hour's time, I would probably say. But now at the very least, everyone will reading up, including yours truly, and we'll get this third game underway. Let's see if the Irish Warriors can keep things as even as we saw before, or if the Forest Lake Lions will just absolutely dominate in yet another game. We'll find out soon enough as the players filter in to their respective sides. Everyone is orbiting. We're just waiting on Lush to join his teammates in the Lions, but eventually he does get in, and we're back into DFH as we get game number 3 underway. No, sorry, not DFH, we're in Champions Field. How could I stuff that one up? Anyways, Lush now goes to the skies. Look for an early goal. Won't get it this time around. As Yabariri just puts it into the corner. Lush going in to the skies, but can't really do anything of that opportunity. And well, 30 seconds in, and no goals converted from either team just yet here. Although saying that, that's an open net, and first goal in 36 seconds here, once again for Lush. It was pretty much a open net there for Lush. Couldn't really, he couldn't really miss those ones. Some players do, but Lush definitely doesn't. As yeah, it was a nice, easy goal for the Forest Lake Lions to kick things off in this third game. Only 2 wins away from qualifying to the grand final. As there's a couple of people just copying the Manhatters in chat. As Dishonored, well, he's getting the goals. As Dishonored now picks up his first goal in what seems to be a while. It's mostly been the Lush and It's Electroso, to be completely honest. But yeah, he's taking a bit of a back seat in this series so far, but he gets a goal there. He reminds us that he is indeed on the field and he is doing some good work, mostly in a third man position, which typically is the position you don't really notice as much, but yeah, he's doing what he needs to do and he's doing it quite well. Terminic now gets a little bit of a break here. Possibly sets up for Yaboriri, but doesn't really want to go for it here. Allows Lush now for the backboard play, but so Yaboriri once again makes it himself known in the back line and is able to clear it out of danger for now. Yoshi Hungry looks to try and carry it out. Will be able to, and actually gets a pretty decent clear into the back corner. Will there be anyone there to follow up? No, there won't. Lush now we're going to try and push forward. Oh, that's an important demo, but the ball just out of his grasp. It goes through all the right side of the post, and eventually Intellectual will have to come through to confirm it on in. 3-0 lead now here for the Irish Warriors, and safe to say this series results might be confirmed very, very shortly. Another opportunity here for Dishonored, and yep, he gets that one in. Defender having a little bit of an error there as we look at the replay, and yeah, that's just very unfortunate for Yaboriri. He just wasn't able to get himself underneath the ball in time, and it just drifted on into the net. So 4-0 lead now here for Forest Lake. It's safe to say they are absolutely dominating the paint at the moment as they nearly get a goal, but Lush eventually comes through to clear it out of danger. It's Alexa now looking to make it 5 for his team. Won't be able to do it. Ball gets pinched out from the left-hand post there. Yaboriri now just waits for a teammate, but they're both a little bit indecisive there. Allows Lush to set it up for Alexa, pinches it up. Lush has to go for it, but he cops a bump on the way. Dishonored now just waiting for the opportunity to strike here. It's fairly crowded in that corner, but eventually the players will fan out. Lush will regain possession. And Dishonored now goes for an attempt, and he will get it in. 5-0 now for Forest Lake. Once again, some fairly dominant stuff here from this orange side. And nothing their opponents can do to stop him, to say the very least, as maybe a goal might be set up for him here. But for the Warriors, they have to scamper back onto defense. Lush have an opportunity, but Yaboriri now puts it into the corner where his teammates is waiting, but once again, just unable to keep control. This should open it up for It's Alexa. Help of the teammate there and Dishonored to get the assist. And that is now a 6-0 scoreline here for Forest Lake Lions. Absolutely dominating and showing no signs of slowing down. And there's another one as Dishonored now gets 4 goals here to his name. Really putting in his power in this game here. Seems like all 3 of the Forest Lake Lions players have just had a game where they've truly dominated. We saw Lushu in the first, Alexa in the second, and now Dishonored doing it in the third game as well here. So yeah, this has pretty much been a little bit of a masterclass from the orange side to show how they can dominate their opponents, but the main challenge for them will be in the grand final as Dishonored now gets 5 goals for himself. And yeah, this is, once again, it's just turned into yet another bloodbath. Lush having to go back just to put that one out of danger. Here as Irish Warriors are looking to try and break their opponent's clean sheet. Terminic able to put it up against the wall. It's Alexa though will win a 50. Yabariri though is there, forces the issue. Terminic now tries to get into position, but it's just unable to really. Ball just not going in the right angles for the Warriors here to get at least one goal, as it's Alexa leaves it to Dishonored, but Dishonored actually misses as well. Will eventually leave Lush with the ball, but he will be punted all the way back to his own net there. Double commit might open things up, but Dishonored just keeping that ball out of danger as we enter the final 9 seconds, sorry. This is it's been yet another bloodbath here in the favour of the Forest Lake Lions. One game away now from qualifying in it to the grand final in the Nationals. And yeah, there's not too much else to say in how this game went. Forest Lake Lions a little bit slow off the mark, but once they clicked into gear, pretty much unstoppable. Dishonored with the Pfeiffer. And yeah, the Irish Warriors just unable to really respond in that game. Yabariri, the only player with a save to his name and the highest score of 184, easily beaten by Lush, who was actually the quietest player on the Lions with 408. So yeah, this is probably going to be maybe another dominant game number 4 here from the side of Forest Lake. And well, this is probably what you want to see from them if they want to have any chance of winning the grand final. So yeah, one more game remaining here. And yeah, let's see how it will go. Just waiting on all the players to ready up and get back on to Champions Field here. And we'll get what could possibly be the final game of this semi-final series underway. Just waiting on 2 more players to join up here. And it looks like everyone is in, so let's get things back underway for possibly the final time in this semi-final. As the go buttons appear, and they're underway. Nice save there to kick things off for Forest Lake Lions. As Lush now looks to try and carry the ball into the net, and he will be able to do so. A few little defensive lapses there from his opponents, and yeah. 1-0 up here early on for Forest Lake, and they've got the advantage early on. And once again, let's see if they can replicate what they did in game number 3. Yabariri going to the skies, trying to find something to work with, but isn't meant to be at the moment, as Lush now carries the ball forward. It's Alexa in a very dangerous spot, but doesn't need his teammate this time around. Lush now with a quick back-to-back double there. And it might be the Lush show yet again here. We've come full circle, I suppose. Game 1 was Lush dominating. Game 2 was It's Alexa. Game 3, Dishonored. And now we're back to Lush getting those early goals. So, sharing the workload, so to speak, there for Forest Lake. And, well, they'll be looking to try and just pad out the stats and make sure they go in to the grand finals with as much confidence as they can possibly have. Good save, though, from Yabariri to deny him a 3rd goal for now. Terminic just wasn't confident enough here, and that's going to lead to a bit of a double commit there. Allows Forest Lake to clear out the ball. And Dishonored, though, doesn't get the best of touches here. This could be an open net for Yabariri. He needs a teammate, and he finds a teammate in Yoshi Hungry there. one goal at the very least in the hands of the Irish Warriors. They close the gap down to that single goal as well. And, well, never know, might be the start of a comeback, or might just be an unfortunate false dawn. We'll find out soon enough over the next 3.5 minutes. As Yabariri gets a pretty nice demo there, but unfortunately it's Alexa. Will be able to get a shot on target. Will be cleared by Yoshi Hungry, however. But it is safe to say the one team that is dominating at the moment is the orange side of the Forest Lake Lions. They really put their opponents to the sword so far in both series, as Yabariri nearly getting what would have been a spectacular goal on the right-hand side of the net, but wasn't able to get it on target. And, well, for now, the very least, scores remain at 1-2. As Forest Lake Lions actually having to be in defense for a little longer than they were possibly expecting, but eventually they clear it out. It's Alexa, a beautiful redirect to put it just beneath the corner. No chance of stopping that one. And at the halfway point of this fourth and possibly final game, Forest Lake Lions are now 3-1 ahead of their opponents. Should be a goal here for Lush. No! Yoshi Hungry able to get the save. Keeps his team alive in this game. But it's Alexa and Lush looking to try and combine for the fourth goal in this game for their team. Won't be able to just yet, as they're going to both head back into defense here. Yabariri puts it up on the corner, but no teammates to follow through. Lush now clears it out, has a pretty open net, but doesn't really have a lot of power to work with. Will allow Yoshi Hungry to make the rotation back around and get the save as well. Nice little touch there from Yabariri. Twin into midfield. Yoshi Hungry now onto the counter. Save comes through from Dishonored, but he puts it in a tricky spot. Yabariri goes up. Wall. Here comes Terminic, but he can't find a clean enough touch. Lush is able to carry it out. Cops a demo for his troubles, but a bit of a dangerous play there for the Forest Lake Lions, and they're able to flip it into a counter-attack, into a goal, and a 4-1 lead here, 90 seconds remaining, and that might just book their ticket in to the grand final. And off the kickoff, it's Alexa, just goes straight for the corner, and no one home to save it. Simple as that, really. 5-1 up now for the Forest Lake Lions, as they're only 28 seconds away from securing their space in the grand final, where, well, they have been pretty dominant against these two teams they've faced so far, but how will they go against their fellow grand finalists? That's probably going to be the little change in skill that most people do sometimes forget about when they're playing Rocket League, and they might struggle to adapt against, as, well, they're not struggling at the moment. They bring it up to a 6-1 score as Lush gets yet another goal, but that's something they do need to be wary of when they hit the final game of the year here for Rocket League at XP HSL. So, but 70 seconds remaining here, they can continue to fine tune and figure out what they want to do in that grand final, as they have absolutely dominated their opponent for the most part. Irish Warriors did close things up for a little bit in game number 2, but eventually their opponents just pulled away, and it's happened yet again here. 8 straight games of Forest Lake completely dominating over their opponents, as we get yet another Brazil on the board. Will we get to keep this one? We'll find out soon enough, as Yoshi Hungry puts it into the corner. And while with 51 seconds remaining here for the ACT or the ATC Irish Warriors, once again they've, just like the opponents that the Lions took on in the quarterfinals, The skill gap was just a little bit too much for him here. They'll learn a lot playing against these GCs, but for now, they will go home fairly empty-handed here. A 4-0 loss in the semis, making it an 8. And never mind, that's not 8, that's 2 goals. Yoshi Hungry gets a double here to deny us of Brazil, but at the very least, it was a second goal there for the Irish Warriors, so we can all live with that. But as I was saying, they will get knocked out here in the semi-finals. The Forest Lake Lions, they've dominated every single game so far in this national finals. And while it's all accounted for them making it into the grand final, they will be the first team confirmed in so. As time ticks down to 0, ball will eventually hit the ground or possibly go back into the net. It will do the former. And that is yet another dominating game there from Forest Lake Lions. A 7-2 win on the scoreboard here, and a 4-0 series whitewash yet again. Well, what else can you say? Has mostly been dominant stuff here from the orange side, and probably not surprising that they have made it in to the grand final. So that's the first team confirmed. The other team, we'll find out soon enough. Their series is currently ongoing on the other side of the bracket. And actually, I've just been told it's actually Chisholm Maroon have actually won their game already. So that's good news for them. They've had a nice dominant win there as well. So let's see how these two teams face off in the grand final. Chisholm to take on Forest Lake, and that game will be back in a few short minutes. See you soon. welcome back everyone here to XP Esports for the grand finals of the national finals here at the Rocket League High School League. I am Chris, filling in for Max, who's unfortunately a little bit unwell today, but that just means that I get to cast some glorious Rocket League, especially now we're at the grand finals. It's a repeat here of the Conference A finals from last week. Chisholm Maroon took that series out for the one. But let's see how they've gone today in the bracket, because we haven't seen them so far today on broadcast. And well, it was a 4-0 demolition job of STMC Gold at the very least for them to make themselves known here in the grand final. Meanwhile, as we saw earlier, Forest Lake were able to easily get past the 8TC Irish Warriors 4-0 as well. So the two Conference A teams making it through to the grand final, probably to not many surprises. But let's see who will be the best of the best here. Will Chisholm win yet again? Or will Forest Lake turn the tables on the team that defeated them in the conference finals? We'll soon find out as this grand final, best of 7, is about to begin. The timer goes down. Everyone puts in the good luck, have funs, and this first contact, we're underway in the grand final, and it's an early goal here to Chisholm Maroon straight off the kickoff. Mountain able to get that opener up, the perfect angle off the wall on the right-hand side, and no hope of stopping that one. Nice early goal to Chisholm Maroon. And it's going to be a quick fire response there from It's Alexa to bring it back even, as the double commit has failed there quite spectacularly, just left an open net. And just like that, we are back tied at 1-1 here. So both teams getting some lucky breaks early on here. But let's see where the luck will remain, as Chisholm looks to try and push forward here. Walker can't really get a touch there, so Mountain has to loop back round. Can only keep it in the midfield as Dishonor. Walk up a demo. Walker wasn't needed there. Lawso was able to get the save this time around. Lush, that is a huge angle, but just unable to get it in. The crossbar not being helpful, as also doing some huge work in defense. Getting yet another save, and most importantly a clear. This could be a counter-attack. Mountain gets the redirect! It's Alexa, couldn't get the save in time. And Chisholm Maroon regain the lead here. Good counter-attack. All started from an impressive Lawso clear, and then Mountain, still without the dew, just unable to get out. Or was unable to get it past the defender originally, but the angle of the ball just helped it on in. He's going to go back to back. All 3 goals for Mountain. For his team so far, he is on fire early in this grand final. Mountain definitely seems like the player that Forest Lake have to be very careful. It's Lawso. He puts one in as well after some good defensive efforts. And just like that, Forest Lake. I did make mention of this towards the end of our last series on broadcast. Teams can sometimes just get caught out by playing too many lower skilled teams. We might be seeing this happen here, as Lush, though, he's able to get one off the kickoff at the very least, bring things back to a 2-goal game. But yeah, they definitely haven't adapted as quickly as they probably would have wanted to against their opponents here. So 6 goals within the opening minute and 10 seconds here. Might be in for a bit of a bonanza, to say the very least, as Walker able to clear it, gets it nearly to Mountain, but Mountain actually decides against the play. We'll allow the ball to be reset here, and Alexa now looking to go onto the attack. Lawso will actually get credit for the save there, but wasn't the safest of saves, say the very least, as Lush just gets it off target, senses it again. Dishonored, unable to get it past the 2-man double commit line. And the ball is out of danger for now for Chisholm Maroon. But Forest Lake, we know that they can switch things up quickly, so definitely not to be discounted out of this game just yet here. But still, their opponents definitely have the early advantage here going past the opening 2 minutes. Still 2 goals ahead as Mountain gets another save to add to his tallies. Walker just unable to get it past Lush here, but another double commit will come out. Actually turns into an effective enough pinch to go for the clear. Walker now looking for the backboard play. Mountain goes up. It's going to be a 50. He wins it, but he sent it a touch too high there. Nearly results in a triple commit, however, Forest Lake, but they were all able to avoid each other just in time. And that will allow them to, at the very least, control the midfield for a little bit as we get to the halfway point of this opener in this best of 7 final. Dishonored clears it out of danger. Walker, though, immediately sends it straight back into the attacking third. Chisholm Maroon off that fiery start. They slowed things down a little bit here, and they've put the control onto the game as Mountain finds himself with yet another goal. He goes for 5 overall for his team as Forest Lake Lions look to be struggling here in this opening game. Probably be saying that Chisholm Maroon would definitely want to be trying to end this series in a clean sweep, so they pick up 2 clean sweeps as well. Remember that they got a bye in to the semi-finals. Their opponents here did not. And well, you can see why they got the bye into the final as Lawso, he'll pick up a double here. And yeah, as I said, you can see why they got the direct play in to the semi. They are dominating at the moment. Their opponents are able to keep it close for a little bit, but eventually Chisholm Maroon have just put the afterburners on and they've left their opponents in Forest Lake Lions stuck in the dust. It's Alexa now looking to try and clear out the ball, won't be able to. Does get demoed as well for that player's troubles. Walker, oh, that nearly worked out for Lawso there. Alexa nearly just putting it straight onto his bonnet, but just gets the angle away for him. But Lawso, once again, he's going to go for it. Defender unable to make it in time. He now has a hat-trick as well, and yeah, this game all but put to bed here. 7-2 the current score for Chisholm Maroon, and after 8 straight games of domination, Forest Lake Lions are now the team being dominated against. Could be another goal as well. It's Alexa able to put it just on top of the backboard here as we do get it clear. Might be a 7-3 game, but Walker has made it back in time for the save. Mountain now looks to try and clear it out. No teammates to help him, so opportunity for a consolation at the very least here for Forest Lake. But they won't get it just yet here. As we enter the final 30, it's Alexa, gets a bit of a break, but can't win the 50 against Lawso. Very good angle as well for the defenders. So should be able to clear out the ball as they do double commit, but that's all for sour grapes really as we enter the final moments of this opening game. And well, not too much else to say after dominating a game here from Forest Lake on stream. Chisholm Maroon have flipped the script on them, and they will win this first game 7-2. 3 more wins, and they will be national champs for Season 4. And yeah, that all started with Mountain pretty much firing out the gates, getting that hat-trick early on. But then we also saw Lawso also doing a lot of good work, 4 saves, 3 goals, 2 assists, and 100% conversion rate as well with his shots. This has pretty much been fairly dominant stuff from the blue side, and safe to say that we might get to see that again in game number 2, unless Forest Lake Lions can really warm things up. But we will find out soon enough, as we just wait for our final player to ready up, and we'll be back into the action here in this grand final series. So let's see if Forest Lake Lions can respond in kind to their opponents, or will Chisholm Maroon look to do what they did in the Conference A finals just last week. Find out soon enough, as the teams are almost ready to rejoin. Everyone just filtering in to their respective sides. Just waiting on one more player to join in, that being Dishonored. Will he get in here in time? Yes, he will. And with that, let's begin game number 2. Will Chisholm win again, or will Forest Lake tie things up? Also having to use his own backball there to get the early save. And that will allow Mountain nearly a chance to get out, but the ball gets intercepted. Lush now centers to Alexa, but it's Alexa unable to get a pass Walker. Dishonored now can't get a clean shot off, so Lawso now allowed to clear and possibly go onto the counter. It's on target, but it's Alexa able to get the save this time around. Lush, a long range attempt here, forces a double commit, but these double commits aren't really affecting the chemistry of Chisholm so much, but Lush finding the perfect spot to use the defender to his advantage. That's definitely going to cause a little bit of strife. He will get the opener here in game number 2. Mountain just couldn't do anything to stop that one. And for the first time in this series, Forest Lake Lions will take the lead. How will Chisholm Maroon respond? We'll find out soon enough, as they look for a center. Won't be able to get it here, as Mountain now just caught out. Can't really do too much, as Lush will get saved on yet again. Mountain with the ball. Has plenty of boost to work with as well. He heads down to the skies. He's keeping good control. Goes for a free sort of play, but Lush eventually steals it away from him there. He's going to try and take it across the field, but Walker will get the save. It's Alexa. Back to Lush. Centers it up for Dishonored, but he keeps it low to the ground and slow as well. It's an easy save for Walker, as he now clears it out of danger here. 90 seconds gone so far in this second game. And it's Forest Lake Lions, after being obliterated in the first game. They've made a good response here, getting the early goal and holding on to it as well. They have to be careful though. Their opponents are lurking around every corner, so it seems. As Mountain clears it out, gets a very good redirect for himself to send for a teammate. Walker shoots, but tries to defender immediately there. It's Alexa, will be credited with the save. Lush as well, getting a second one on the backwash. And it's Alexa able to take it on to the opponent backfield, but just unable to really find too much. But Dishonored intercepts the ball straight in front of the net. Mountain just couldn't do anything about that one. Lasso as well, just out of position, or Lawso, sorry, out of position now. And that allows Forest Lake Lions to go to a 2-0 lead. That'd be a 3-0 lead, but the double commit works out for him this time around. Yet again, as they keep the scores at a 2-0 deficit. But yeah, after what we saw in game number 1, Chisholm Maroon have definitely been quieted down by their opponents on the orange side. Also now has a bit of a break here, but can't get a clean 50 to go his way. Dishonored now looking to try and get the ball past all the defenders. There's Alexa there as well, but that will allow a clear here. And Lawso, that is some good mechanics there. Just sideswipes his opponent. There was no hope of stopping that one there. Lush just gets baited out. The wave dash just a bit too sublime, and deficit gets cut down to 1. Chisholm definitely still in this game here. They want to try and make it a 2-0 series if they can, as it's Alexa gets a shot on, but easily saved there by Walker, who follows through with a clear. Also in a dangerous spot now, as Lawso just unable to find a clean angle here, but Mountain, he'll find a center, gets it to Lawso. No, Lush comes in from over top, but Walker follows through. Can't get a touch, however, so Mountain now clears out the ball. Excuse me for that little burp, as Lawso also gets his bonnet to the ball. 70 seconds remaining here. Possession crucial now for Forest Lake as they try and just suffocate out their opponents, but they need to be careful. Mountain now has a bit of a counter, and the long ranger will go in. 1 minute remaining exactly on the clock. And the man who got a hat trick to kick things off in game number 1 will tie things up here in game number 2. Can Forest Lake respond and get a good chance of the kickoff here? Dishonored with a 50, but Mountain able to beat him to the ball there. Lush can't find too much off the backboard here. It's Alexa now. Loses control of the ball, just dribbles into the midfield. Dishonored's there, looking to try and capitalise, but once again, Mountain getting a fair few touches here, getting a couple of decent opportunities, but Alexa is able to easily pick up that ball in the corner here. Lush gets it past Walker, and Mountain punts it straight back down the centre. This is looking very good for Dishonored, and he has sent that one in from the halfway line. Walker just couldn't get to the ball in time. Dishonored with the shot, and Alorso unable to get his car up in time to get a save. Forest Lake Lions regain the advantage with 20 seconds remaining on the clock. And can Chisholm Maroon respond in time, or will they have the series get tied up at 1-1? Lush just looking to try and burn the clock here. Still one last chance for Chisholm to possibly get the win. Won't be able to, no overtime this time around. And Forest Lake Lions will be the first team to have a series that's actually even in the scores. So 1-1 now in the series here in this grand final. And the question is, who will pick up game number 3 now, because both teams have really shown what they can do. But yeah, it might just be a repeat here of the conference finals, where Chisholm began to run away with it here in the third game. But we'll soon find out as the teams once again head back in to the field for our third game of this grand final, to see who will take a advantage at the end of the next 5 minutes. Walker getting a good opportunity early on, but he's just unable to get it past. It's Alexa Lawso. Can't keep it locked into the attack for the moment, so this will allow the Lions just to get a bit of breathing space here. But they're immediately forced back onto defense here. Walker angles it into the centre. Lawso, though, picks it up in the corner. Has a chance of the 1-2, but it's Alexa able to clear it out in time. Walker now keeps the attack going here, and he finally gets an open net. Set it up for himself there perfectly. And that will be the opening goal. Once again, over to Chisholm Maroon. Forest Lake Lions will be on the back foot early on. And just like that, the kickoff. Well, that kickoff does not go well for Chisholm Maroons. It's Dishonored Well, he's the only man on the ball. He gets a free shot off. Walker was not expecting that to happen, and yeah, the breakdown in communication occur. And we are tied back at 1-1. And that is Walker getting a goal out of nowhere there. I thought the defender was going to get it, but definitely was not the case as Walker from the halfway line just sneaks it in underneath Lush, who couldn't make it there in time. And just like that, it is going to be Chisholm back into the lead here as Lawso looks at a possible third, just unable to get control of the car. So Walker now trying to force the issue, keeps the ball into the corner for a little bit of time, but eventually will get cleared out. Lawso goes up into the skies. Mountain picks it up on the attack, centers. Where's his teammates? Nowhere to be found. Lush gets it out of danger for the moment, but Walker immediately puts it back onto the backboard. Lawso not really there to do too much as he gets punted from behind by his own teammate. Lush now able to pick up control because of it. But for the Lions here, they're just unable to really get out of their own half at the moment. Pretty much hemmed in to defense and their opponents. They're just trying to drain out their boost. But eventually, it's Alexa will break free here. Walker forced to go onto the backboard for that save, but almost immediately, they're going to be forced back onto defense here. At the very least, Lush puts the ball into a somewhat empty spot, but yeah, not looking particularly good here for this orange side at the moment as they continue to be hemmed in on defense and having to keep relying on saves to keep him in this game. Lush with a clear here. It's Alexa on the angle, but can't really find anything clean enough there. Mountain now gives it over to Lush, as no one from Mountain teams really wanted to get the ball. Mountain now forced for a save, but this is a dangerous position to be in. But Dishonor unable to get the ball on the true and narrow. Will allow Mountain to clear out the ball. Lush in position there to save, but Lawso was actually going to go up for it, but he aborts and goes straight back down. Will allow Lush now to go for the backboard play, but can't waterfall it in. Mountain able to just carry it back into the midfield. Gives it a little bit of breathing space here for Chisholm, as they look to try and hold on now to get the series lead back into their hands. And this is a perfect chance to do so, but ball immediately saved there by Lush in the midfield. Forest Lake, they've been able to survive after conceding that second goal so far, but not too many attacking opportunities have presented themselves to them. So they've caught us stuck in two realms where they need to go on the attack, but they can't really let this iron defense down. So it's a very tricky spot to be in here, especially with 45 seconds remaining on the clock. They're going to get a sniff of an attack here, but Mountain wins the 50. And the counter immediately comes through. 3-1 lead here for Chisholm Maroon. And safe to say that with 36 seconds remaining, that 2-goal lead might just be a touch insurmountable here for Forest Lake. Lush gets a perfect opportunity off the kickoff here. And yet again, another kickoff comes off with a goal here for Forest Lake Lions. They're really dominating off these kickoffs. Chisholm are definitely not on the same page. When the ball is starting at the center of the field, but eventually they get a clean kickoff here. And that should be all she wrote here for the third game in this grand final series. As Mountain looks to just try and burn the clock. Also, maybe a security goal wouldn't be that shabby for the blue side, but as time ticks down, they might not need it as Walker drops it down to Lawso. Decided actually drags it back onto his own backboard, so they're going to have to go the length of the field here to try and get the dub into OT. But can they do it? No, they can't. Lush loses control in front of the net, cruelly enough, and Chisholm regain the series lead 2-1. So yeah, very good game there by both sides. Really putting in a lot of good work, but for Chisholm, they were able to rely on Walker here, who has had a pretty quiet series so far, but his double definitely proved to be the difference. But one thing for Chisholm to improve on, well, has to be their kickoffs. Both of the Forest Lake Lions goals came from restarts, and yeah, it just really showed that if this game was any closer, well, that might have cost them severely. As we head into the fourth game now here, if they can pick up this fourth game, they would now be, excuse me, stomach is not particularly happy with me tonight for some reason, but as I was saying, if they can win this, they will be on championship point, and well, from that point onwards, would be mightily hard for their opponents to catch up on. Anyways, game number 4 has begun here. 10 seconds already gone, and it looks like early advantage over to the Lions. They eventually get it on in, but Dishonored, well, thought he could get it to a teammate to finish it off. Alexa just found the post, so he had to complete the work. Walker gets a nice kickoff there. But it's going to be Forest Lake looking to try and dominate the pace early on here. Lush gets an opportunity, but can only find Mountain on the post. Alexa now goes into the skies. Can he get the final touch? No, Lush as well can't, as Walker digs in from underneath to steal the ball away. Mountain bumps his teammate away. Nearly opens it up for Lush, but Lawso gets back in at time to get the save. Now Mountain looking to try and clear out, especially with his teammate down, and Lawso needs that breathing space and will get it. Walker unable to go up, so Lawso back in defense, just able to clear it out of danger for now. Walker gets a bit of a redirect, but it's only onto the backboard. Dishonored with the save, as Mountain can only get a demo onto its Alexa. Walker taps it backwards here to Lawso, who goes to the wall. Bit of offensive pressure now building here for this blue side, and it's going to pay off in spades as Lawso is able to just tap it above the defender. As we look at the replay here, Lush, just a bit too much pace to play with there. Beats himself off the ball. And that will be the equaliser here for Chisholm. Brings it to a tied 1-1 game. As nearly another kickoff goal has been, nearly were conceded by them, but they were able to survive this time around. Lush now leaves a dangerous center there, but Mountain unable to put it on full target there, can only find the post, and the ball dribbles out. As Alexa now is able to get the ball off the full lip. Does cop a massive bump though from Mountain. Surprised he didn't get demoed off that, but we'll continue to roll on for another day. Lawson now picks up the ball. Wave staffs for ones, but he can't find a second. Mountain follows through, but Lush is there for the save. Walker and Lawso have to try and fight to keep this ball just in time. The attacking third eventually loses it, and that will force Walker to go onto his own backboard to get the save here. Dangerous position for Chisholm to be in, but eventually They will clear it out of danger, and Lush will put it into his own corner. It's been a fairly even game number 4 here so far. Both teams having their opportunities. They've also left a few opportunities go wanting as well, so reason why we don't have a bigger scoreline at the moment, as Lawso just unable to make any sort of contact with the ball there. Will force Mountain to go for the corner. Walking out, comes in from underneath, cops a bump, so Mountain can only get a bit of a soft touch there. And well, the ball in the midfield here, you would have to say the game state just slightly favours Chisholm, but they are making a couple errors here, and that might just cost them in the long run, as they're now forced back on it to defense here. Lush just not really in a good enough spot there to put the handbrakes on and attack the ball, so Forest Lake are just going to bring the ball back into their own half, look for another setup here. But can they find it within the next 70 seconds? Alexa goes to the wall, but it's been blocked off immediately here by Lawso, who gets a clear out. Looks for the counter, but Alexa with the pace makes a rotation back and is able to save the ball. As once again it goes high onto the back ball. Lush with the opportunity this time, but he whiffs the attempt. Walking out just puts the ball into the corner, tries to follow through. Will actually be able to. He gets a shot off, but Dishonor able to get the save and puts it back into that corner. Mountain, though, pinches it away from him here. He has an open chance, but the ball just outruns him there. Forces Lawso onto the wall. Walker goes in, but he misses, but everyone whiffed! And this is just going to open it up from Mountain. No one wanted to touch it from the net. Mountain had to steam on in to get that goal. Bit of a chaotic one, that, but Chisholm will be more than happy to take it. They regain the lead with 30 seconds remaining. And the defense from Forest Lake, which has normally been strong in those situations, have faltered in the worst possible way. And it might just open up their opponents to being on championship point when the next 15 seconds are over. Lushlow doesn't want to go out without a 5 here in game number 4. Hits Alexa, goes to the backboard, gets a second touch, but it's unable to connect. Walker's just going to carry the ball out. We'll put it back onto the ground soon enough. As Mountain just tries to control it down. Alexa gets underneath it here. Tries desperately to control, but eventually loses control. Ball hits the ground again, and Chisholm are 1 away here from being national champs here at XP HSL. And that was a very, very tight game. Chisholm, though, had the pressure for the most part, and it eventually forced a massive error on the side of Forest Lake, and, well, that error proved to be the difference here. So, for Forest Lake, they know what they need to do. They need to try and minimize those mistakes. Meanwhile, for Chisholm, well, for them, they just need to keep on what they're doing here. They're having the offensive pressure there. They know what they're doing at the moment, and that's probably the critical thing for him here. They can keep doing that, then they've got it in the bag, but we'll have to see what they can do here as the sun begins to set and we start up game number 5. Will this be the last for Season 4 here at XP HSL? We'll find out soon enough, as Walker looks for an early goal, won't get it. Dishonor relieves him of possession, as Lawso will get a demo at the very least. And now we'll just allow the ball to settle in the midfield for a little bit. Looking very good here for Lawso and Mountain, but Mountain decides against going for the play. Lush will cop a demo as well for being so slow, as it's Alexa now. Pops the ball back up into the midfield here. Walker follows it through, gets a good angle off the corner. He shoots and he misses, just hits the post. Also unable to get the follow through. And that means we're still even here with the opening minute nearly gone. But Mountain looking to try and get a solo. He wins that fight with a bit of mechanics as well to boot. And that will be Chisholm picking up the early lead yet again here. And well, The fortunes are definitely favouring those who strike first, as the team who has scored first, for the most part in this series, have gone on to win. So if that continues on, then Chisholm already have 1 foot in the door to win the 4th season here in 2021 of Rocket League at HSL and at XP, and they just got another goal there. Once again, comes from a defensive error. Alexa just taps it back onto the post, allows Walker just to fly on in, get above his teammate, and send it on into the net. 2-0 score now here in the favour of Chisholm, and safe to say they are looking to try and dominate this game out early. Lawso nearly had the opportunity to score, but he sends it a touch too high there. Dishonor didn't have to worry. Does have to worry about that one though, as Lawso comes through, sneaks the goal underneath, and he'll pick up his first goal in a little while as time continues to tick on down here for Forest Lake to respond, but a 3-0 lead already for Chisholm might just be a mountain too far for them to climb back from. Dishonored has that on target here, and he will get the goal from it. And that's an important one as well, as Mountain just lost control of his car. Walker too late for the read, pretty much allowed Dishonored the open net. And with that, yeah, Forest Lake able to find 1 goal at the very least in response, closes the gap down to 2, but let's see what Chisholm do in response. As Lawso puts it into the corner, but no one's really to follow through. Mountain eventually is going to go up. Doesn't work out well for him there, as he now looks for the centre. Mountain's there, uncontested. Needed the post to make sure it goes in, but he gets it in nonetheless. The gap is back over to 3 goals, and well, Forest, the mountain they wanted to climb, well, they climbed it a little bit, but it's just grown back to the 3-goal deficit. Double commit comes out there for the save. Will allow Alexa to go for an attempt, but will get blocked off. And oh no! Oh, that is so unfortunate for Lush. His teammate is the saver there. Denies him and his team the 2nd goal. Alexa now trying to follow through, nearly gets it in. 2nd attempt by Dishonored. Dribbles! And eventually Lush, last man there for his team, will eventually get it through, but Forest Lake definitely doing it the hard way to pick up these goals. They really close the gap down to 2, but they're needing everyone to get them in. And Walker, nearly off the kickoff, able to get a pass. It's Alexa. But it's Alexa just a little bit too wise to that play there. Able to get the save, and Lush eventually they clear. That's an on-target clear as well. There's no one back in defense, and just like that, the gap has gone from 3 to 1. And Forest Lake, they are rallying to keep themselves alive in this series. Oh, it looks like one of my light bulbs are blown out. That's ain't good. That's not good. Looks like I have to go to IKEA then on the weekend. Anyways, Walker gets a shot on, but it's Alexa will pick up the save as we get close to the 2-minute remaining mark here. Lawso able to tap it to Mountain, who taps it straight back to him, but Lawso unable to find anything. This is going to open it up for the attackers, but a double commit will see that ball eventually clear out here. Mountain now going for an attack. Gets onto the backboard, but Lush just taps it nearly back to Lawso, but Lawso, because he got bumped, pretty much opened it back up for a clear, but they can't get that clear here, Forest Lake. As Walker still on the attack, will lose control. Lush able to bait out 1, nearly baits out the 2nd as well, as on target, and Walker has forced the save there, just has to tap it to the side, but still not over yet here for Chisholm, as they're still stuck on defense here. Lush now goes to the backboard play. It's not on a good angle here, but Desana follows through. He sends it high as well. Third man in will be Alexa. Sends it back to Lush, who will act as the fourth. And with that fourth touch, the goals will go equal at 4-4 here with 1:06 remaining on the clock. Forest Lake really dominating over the past 90 or so seconds. And it's been one-way traffic for him as well. Really forcing Chisholm into some tricky spots in defense. And, well, Chisholm, they prefer to be on the attack. And being denied that attack has just really stifled him. Double committing is not going to help as well, but it will allow him to, at the very least, get a bit of open space as Lawso clears it out. Walker will get it touched, but he sends it wide. Might be because of that double commit yet again as Mountain taps it to Lawso, who shoots and scores! Gets it in beside the left post. And the goal there will reset the lead back in at Chisholm's favour. It's only a 1-goal difference though. And we know what Forest Lake can do. 42 seconds remaining. Don't discount them out just yet. Chisholm here really wanting that security goal to try and seal this game away. Well, at the very least, to burn as much clock as they can as we enter the final 30 seconds. Mountain picks up the ball, leaves it to his teammate in Lawso, but he doesn't really get a clean enough touch. Desana now goes to the 1-2. Lawso's there underneath to get it. Back into the midfield here. Needs to try and follow up. Won't be able to do so cleanly, but Mountain, oh no, that's a bad whiff. This could open things up here as they go for a shot. Will force a double commit. But nothing there for Forest Lake as we enter the final 5 seconds. Is this it? Is this going to be a miracle goal? No, won't. Lawson will get the save. Ball just dribbles into the midfield. And with that, the ball hits terra firma for the final time. Chisholm wins 4-1 in the series, and they are your series or season number 4 champions here in 2021. A bit of a fright there, to say the very least, for the blue team, but eventually they make it through Forest Lake lines. Pretty decent attack heading into the final part of that game. They were able to find that final response, and they just did enough to hold on to a 4-1 win, replicant of what we saw in the conference finals. So, with that, we will have one last look at the scores and a congratulations screen for the team at Chisholm. Congratulations to the Maroon side, and, well, hope you enjoy the victory as we now come back to wrap things up. And, well, that was a pretty good way to end off tonight. It was a nice close series as we wrap things up here for season number 4 of EXP HSL League in Rocket League, and that will be the final season of the year as well. So with that, we can look forward to 2022 as we bring up the launch graphic now for this coming year, with registrations to begin this week on the HSL website. My VMix is on the wrong screen, so yeah, make sure if you do want to sign up for the first season of HSL 2022. Follow the Twitters or follow HSL on any social media, on Twitter or Facebook or whatever you use, to keep up to date for when registrations will open up. And, well, with that, we can also announce a new partner as well for HSL in 2022, welcoming on board InspireTech, who will be providing their app to schools who do sign up to HSL next year. So good on them from jumping on board. It's a fitness app that can help you in spades. So yeah, if you do sign up, you can get access to that app. So it's available to schools who do sign up. So that is pretty good if you do ask me, as we'll also look at some of the specifics now for Rocket League next year. And, well, instead of 4 seasons, it'll only be 3 seasons next year. So we'll give you a little bit more time to get your mates together to sign up for teams. And as well, we'll also be having some preseason days as well in between all those seasons. So it gives you even more time to ready up on the field. So make sure you do sign up when registration's open for Season 1 for HSL 2022 during the week. Oh, actually, all three are launching at once, so you can plan out your year just like that. So, as I said, they'll be on the socials later in the week, and well, for us here, that's where we are going to end HSL 2001 for Rocket League. It's been a pleasure to cast this grand final. Obviously, massive thanks to Alex in production, and obviously a huge cheerio over to Max Formal von Neumann, who normally casts here at XP, but just wasn't well today. So we hope you do get better soon enough, Max, and can't wait to see you back behind the mic in Rocket League. But for us here, that's where we're going to end it. I've been Chris. Thank you so much for watching, and until next year, stay safe and have a very, very good night.
Good luck. Have fun.
Thanks.
Welcome back, John. Same room?
You look even worse than the last time.
Hard finding the time to do anything for myself. With my job and kids, you know.
I sure do. We hear that a lot. Now, just relax.